How you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. What's your name and your age?
My name is Mike. I'm 43 years old.
Okay, Mike, 43. Are you homeless?
Currently, yeah.
You homeless? Okay. How long have you been homeless?
Probably about 5 days now.
5 days. Oh, wow. And before then, you had stable housing?
I had somewhat stable housing, yeah.
Okay. And then tell me about your childhood. Did you grow up with two parents?
I did grow up in a two-parent household.
Okay.
Both my parents worked. They were both professionals. They stayed married the duration of my, childhood at home.
Okay. I hear an accent.
So, my dad is from Zimbabwe. My mom is British.
Okay.
And my dad worked for the UN. So, he worked in a different country almost every year and a half. So, we bounced from country to country a lot. I was born in England. We lived in South Africa. We lived in Zimbabwe. We lived in Malawi. We lived in Czech Republic, in Spain. So that's where you hear the accent from.
Okay, all right. Very unique and beautiful as well. So are your parents still together?
My parents are not together anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, when I graduated college, actually in 2003, and my parents visited me, and I went to show them my first place and everything. That's when I found out the relationship that they're split now.
Okay. And what grade were you in?
I was out of college.
Oh, you was out of college.
About a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay, year and a half out of college. And you have other siblings?
I do. I've got a younger brother and an older sister.
Okay. All right, good. Now, how did you end up on Hard Times?
Well, this particular time, I tell you what, last year, and I'll give you the short version. Last year, I actually found a hernia in my side, and it pretty much incapacitated me from doing as much physical stuff as I was used to. So I actually needed surgery, and I had surgery that was scheduled for October, then postponed to November, when I finally had it, and just healed in December. So from August till that time, I was pretty much homeless. I mean, I was pretty much, without work. And prior to that, I did have a drug addiction. Prior to that, I got clean in 2009.
Oh.
Very short-lived. It was like 2008 to 2009. That's when I decided to go into to go into ministry and go to Bible school and get some training. And I was actually clean from 2008 till 2022.
Okay. Now, what happened with the drug addiction? What got you into that?
I would say, I would always tell people that, man, people I counseled and so forth, that, what really kept me was how much I loved the life I had. I was married. I had 2 kids, two beautiful kids. My marriage was a hard work, of course, like any, but it came to a point, it started getting so tough that at this point, and I won't say why it got tough, but it started getting so tough that at a certain point, I didn't even like my life anymore.
Okay.
I didn't want to come home. I obviously loved my kids, but I didn't,
Was it depression with life, or was it the marriage?
It was mainly, I would say, the marriage.
Okay.
People say marriage and money. At the point, I had just got laid off, so I started a business. I'm a professional photographer, and I kind of took some time off to decide what I want to do. I've always been very responsible with money, so a couple of months without work and planning the next 6 months, was not a big deal, and I was able to cover myself. But when I ran into the physical problem, it kind of threw things into a loop.
Okay, I see. All right, but then you've been, currently, are you clean now?
I am clean now.
Oh, okay, how long have you been clean?
I've been clean since, before my first surgery, which was in November.
And that was this past November?
That was this past November, yeah.
Okay, good. So, congratulations on that, first of all.
Thank you. It's hard work.
So then what are your plans to, now you just have to find work again and get back on your feet, right?
Right. I have to find
do you still see your kids?
Well, as far as the past 5 days, I have not seen them in the past 5 days.
Okay.
I've spoken to them on, online and on FaceTime and things like that.
Yeah.
But I have not seen them in almost a week.
Oh, okay, it's almost a week. All right. So your ex-wife, she didn't try to support you or help you out?
Well, my ex-wife was actually the one who put me out on the streets.
Oh, she put you out.
Right.
All right.
And that happened because we had a home together, and her mother-in-law died, left her a bigger home that she owned, and we had to give up our renting home to take over the mortgage home, which was really in her name, which was really, so, we had an argument, and I, obviously, like it says, there's always two sides to every story. I couldn't explain what grounds she had for doing such a thing. So I
Yeah.
can explain. Maybe she can. I can.
Yeah. So she never mentioned it. You guys never talked about it.
I have. We've talked.
afterwards.
We've talked, and I've asked her.
Yeah.
Like, man, what really was it? I mean, it wasn't. We don't have any physical abuse in our marriage. It was just a lot of loud talking, maybe a little cursing, but nothing that would warrant that. In my opinion, you would have to ask her, and I've asked her.
Right.
And I've asked her, but I haven't got an answer yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you still got contact with the children.
Yeah.
And she's allowing that communication.
To some point, because now I have no, I'm here, and I failed to mention that after my surgery, I had another incident in February where I actually broke my foot. So I'm actually in the boot, right? And I'm not supposed to be on my feet long, right?
Oh.
So moving around is really tough as far as walking, even just walking to the bus stop. I'd get out the car and get my crutches and go through the grocery store, and that would spend me,
Right. How did you break your foot?
I broke my foot when I went back to work. Like I said, I'm a media guy, but I was also like working with my hands. So I've worked as a general contractor before. So the fastest way for me to always get back and make some finances is doing handyman and contractor work.
Right.
So
Yep.
I just immediately started doing that because I have a lot of contacts. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even fall off the ladder. I actually jumped off the ladder. It was only 6 feet. It was a small jump. It was nothing crazy.
6 feet?
Yeah, but when
What
I
would make
landed,
you do that?
I landed in a hole. So my right foot landed in a hole, and I thought I was gonna land here, but I went further down and it clicked and broke the ball joint. It's called a pilon fracture. So it was actually, I've actually got pins in my leg now. Pins in a steel plate. Yep.
Okay. So are you going to the doctor regularly, getting them checked up and everything?
I'm supposed to be. When she put me out, I actually am supposed to have a CAT scan on my groin. And I'm also supposed to have x-rays on my foot. I missed my appointments last week because obviously I was homeless, looking for worried about somewhere to live. You know, not wanting to be out in the streets and not being able to afford a quick solution.
Right.
Not having any immediate friends in town.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so where are your friends? You're pretty young. It seemed like you would have
That's a good question. So for the last 12 years, 12 or 14 years, I've been with a specific church that I've been working with, doing media, doing church leadership, doing counseling, broadcasting, and I recently moved on from that church. But I was there so long that all my contacts, right? And remember, I began with the church after my first sobriety. So all my contacts were pretty much aligned with this church. And when I left, I kind of got, I won't say blackballed, but I kind of got, put as a person, not to contact kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Right. So when I look at my contacts on my phone, 80 to 90% of the people are people with an old organization I used to work for.
So can you connect yourself with the new church in the community now?
Absolutely. Actually, when I in November I started going to another church called Word of Faith in Austell.
Okay.
And at the time, I got regular. I met a guy who does broadcasting there. He's their in-house cinematographer, and I told him about what I do, and I started helping him with events.
I get my phone.
I started helping with events, but transportation was an issue. So just getting there was an issue. I used to take a $17 Uber there and back. But when money started getting tough, I wasn't able to attend.
There's nothing like locally here?
Well, I don't live here. At the time I was staying at my house, which is on Star Mist in Atlanta. Okay. And me being here now, I've only been here at this place in about 4 days because I found a cheap hotel that I could stay at, and that's why I'm here.
Okay. All right. So, do you have a Cash App?
I do have a Cash App. Yeah, I do have a Cash App. And
shout out your Cash App.
My Cash App is $ Michael, Michael, Jangano, Jangano. Or you can use my phone number. It's 404-956-7709. And anything you send would be blessed. Okay,
I'm gonna edit this later, and I'll have your Cash App on the screen. So when the viewers see it, if they feel compelled to send money, they will. Right,
and you really would be, creating a stepping stone for me. People always say that when you see people in dire situations, they got there a certain way. You know what I mean? And sometimes we never think about that, but I mean, we're all one decision or one.
I was about to say that we stumbled away from being homeless ourselves.
Right. Every one of us.
Right.
You know, I would never think that, and being a very involved father. I mean, I was with my kids when they were born. You know, I do diapers, I wash laundry, I cook. I'm a real good cook. You know, very, very involved father, and being a very, you know, good provider. You know, as a man, the one thing that made me happy in life was taking care of my family. I would have never thought that I'd be in a situation where now that I need help, you know, I have no one to take care of me, or those I depended on, you know, kind of, you know, let me down. So
and again, with your professional skills you have, it should be, you know, it won't be as hard as a lot of other people.
Exactly.
Because you got the professional skills and you got the handyman skills. You know what I'm saying? So you have both of them.
Yeah, and with my physical injury, I was just telling the young man I was talking to that, you know, I do a lot of work with Mike on, you know, I edit videos, I make promos for businesses. So if you're a business or you're a online content creator and you need a team to do media for you, you know, you can find me on Instagram at _Gingano_photos. Okay?
All right.
The way to contact me, because I'm in these situations also, I can't afford to pay a $150 AT&T bill. I'm on a Wi-Fi phone, and the phone number is 404-404-8986. But you can also contact me through Instagram. My computer is currently, you know, being rebuilt because I'm at a public network, so I got to go down to the McDonald's to work. Because I was never used to this. I always had my office at home. So it seems like every step to try and do right, you know, lands you down, and then and you know, depression sets in. You know, especially as a man, and I'm at a place where, man, I'm being told by a person I took care of for the duration of our marriage as a breadwinner that, you know, I can be just thrown away. So then depression sets in. Then anger sets in. Then again, I'm a person who's just fighting a 6 months clean of a drug addiction. Then that sets in, you know. So it's really a bad place. I mean, you see me pretty chipper and smiling, and I always tell people, like, people ask me, say, man, how are you doing? I tell them, hey, I'm doing terrible. You know, things are terrible, but I'm great, you know. So my faith carries me, and I just know God's got a plan. So, you know, I'm just going through it. And
I think you have the best friend with you right now, because you speak of God and the Lord a lot. So that's your best friend right now. And I think as you continue to heal, because there's not much, and I don't think anybody gonna hire you with your leg like that. You continue to heal and then get back on your feet, you know. But you know what? The best revenge is success.
That's correct. That's correct.
Success.
And it's success. And you know that. And when that success comes, it's not going to be me. You know, I'm going to give God the honor and glory. And, you know, He's always got a plan. And you know, sometimes we again we all make bad decisions. We're all just a bad decision short. But you know, sometimes a trial is just made to make us strong. So God, I don't know what you're doing, but look, it's hot out here. Okay, I'm ready to go home.
I know, right? All right, thank you so much. And you shout out your business, which is good.
Thank you so much.
All right, it was nice talking to you.
God bless.
Bless you too.